place they call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On our sideline, David Aldridge. Just a single game at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Bulls.
And the atmosphere is always electric in a rivalry matchup like this one. You gotta love it.
Yeah, they can say what they will about this being just another game. You can see it in their eyes. This is different.
And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose, an MVP, Jimmy Butler as well. But the results haven't been there.
Back to Brunson. 6 on the shot clock. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. And it's Leonard, top of the key. Holmgren gets the bucket.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Now here's Brunson. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And I feel like we see this all too often. Injuries, they play such a big part of the game.
Yeah, these kind of things really test your depth. Hopefully it's not too serious.
You see the court awareness from Holmgren. Nice job spotting the open man.
To the middle. Here's Vassell. Here's Campbell. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. To the paint. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's LeBron. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Here's Brunson.
Number 7.
The shot from the low post is good.
Well, you can't start the game much better than this. 4 of 5 from the field.
GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
And the basket by Vassell.
And Vassell's jumper continues to evolve and improve. He's a real threat off the catch.
Pass to Ayton. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Down low. Here's Vassell. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound. Chicago trailing here. 1:44 left in the first quarter. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Joe can't get it to go. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalen Brunson is a very cerebral player. He says he focuses on the little things. The attention to detail has made the game a lot easier. I know what I'm capable of. So as long as I keep working on my craft, keep the same mindset, only good things are going to happen for me. Kevin, back to you.
Good stuff, David. Amazing how far he has come. We appreciate the report. On From deep, Brunson buries the long-range jumper. Brunson's got 7 points in the game. And they double up LeBron. Has to Ware. Over to the left wing. And finished off by LeBron.
And over his incredible career, LeBron's added a lot of upper body strength, really helping him on the offensive glass.
Fires the three. It's hauled in by the Bulls. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Has to Ware. To the right side. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Holmgren. And the dunk by Holmgren.
You've got to love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter.
16. The Timberwolves 14.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
And the dunk by Holmgren.
And given that Holmgren is 7 feet tall, he's a threat to throw it down at any time.
Pass to Zubac. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Here's Anthony. Zubac's in the post. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
Bulls ball.
Chicago leading by 6. Greg, their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking.
Dragons with the bucket.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Shakes him. Markkanen pulls it in.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled him.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Bulls shooting their first foul shot of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, Coach, you watch Markkanen. He's a perfect fit for today's NBA, isn't he?
Yeah, a big guy who can shoot the ball, Kevin. And, look, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, go to the basket. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. This guy can really play the game.
Pass to Markkanen. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
To the left side wing. Tipped away. Holmgren with the steal. Jones for 3. The Bulls with another miss. Timberwolves trail by 8. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And that one is good from Zubac.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
And that's a foul. It's called on Cole Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Here's Grimes. He has 5. Outside, Jones puts up a 3. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Anthony looking it over. Pass to Campbell. Shot clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on 8. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And they've also been feeling it from beyond the arc. Good start for them so far.
Ron right side. Pass to Murray Boyle. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And here's Exum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson.
For 3.
Exum's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Minnesota. James in the post. On the wing, Jones. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Timberwolves trailed by 4. Pass to Robinson Earl. .59 seconds left in the first half of the game. Brunson with a clean look. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
James. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. You know, it's inevitable that a player's physical abilities diminish over the course of a career. But the thing that stands out to me about LeBron James is that he never lost his insatiable drive to win. Guys, if anything, he's gotten stronger.
The feel LeBron has for the game, unreal. Whatever situation he finds himself in, he always seems to have an answer. And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Timberwolves trailed by 5. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Brunson with it. He's got 10. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
Camby the screen. Good if it goes. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Bulls lead by 5. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Chicago. They've led by as many as 11 points. We've got a chance now to check up on Obi Toppin's status. Dave, what'd you find out?
Well, guys, I had a moment to catch up with Minnesota's head athletic trainer. And, guys, unfortunately, he has a collapsed lung. Obviously, that's very bad news. He'll have to sit the rest of this one out, and it's unclear how much longer he'll be out afterwards. Kevin?
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it is all.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
And padding that field goal percentage, just hard to stop Ayton when he gets the ball that deep. A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Pass to Sharp. And then Sharp with the dunk.
We'd heard the stories about Sharp and how impressive his vertical is. Now we see it on full display.
Here's Holmgren. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect. And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. And I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin. Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck. The breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you.
And maybe the most storied high school player ever. It's amazing to think that LeBron's exceeded expectations at the pro level. Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Pass to Leonard. Here's Ware. Now Joe. 9 points in the game so far. From deep, Brunson. Oh, the speed from Brunson in transition.
This is the player that Brunson has become. He's capable of carrying the load offensively on any given night.
James has a 2-pointer, and it falls over the rim and in. James has got 8 points. Timberwolves trail by 9. Brunson outside. Shoots over Leonard. Here's Zubac. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Zubac has got his second bucket tonight.
And if I'm his coach, I'm very pleased with this kind of energy on the offensive glass. Textbook play.
Has to Ware. Lets it go with the 3. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Ware's got his second basket.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Brunson with it. No good with the layup.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Yeah, this is just going to be a mismatch every time. LeBron just too fast, too powerful, and too big.
Pretty bucket inside by Brunson.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
They set the pick to the inside. Where Howard down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Forget his height. And for any size, LeBron is as good a decision maker as we've ever seen.
Out to Brunson. Off target with his 3. Bulls leading by 12. James outside. Poked away. Stolen by Brunson. Here's Exum. Back to Brunson. Lets the 3 fly. There's Brunson from deep.
3 points.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very...
The Timberwolves, 44.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Timberwolves trailed by 9. And here is Anthony. Up top, Sharp. inside, and slam dunk by Canby.
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
Here's Grimes. Picked by Markkanen. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Bulls.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
And they've really been able to get out in transition and produce. The defense hasn't had an answer for this up-tempo pace.
Robinson Earl, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Here's Markkanen. And the rebound goes to Marcus Camby. Timberwolves trail by 10. Anthony down low to the inside. Pass to Robinson Earl. Clock at 6 to the paint. Here's Sharp. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Robinson Earl, good.
Nice vision from the youngster, Sharp, that time.
Here's Grimes. Markkanen looking it over. Now here's Jones. Here's Ware. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But do you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet? There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Well, it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
Hits the three-point bomb.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Pass to Holmgren. Now Jones. Here's Ware. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Knocks down the three ball. Markkanen's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, here's what Chris Finch went over with his guys during the break. Now, Coach challenged him. He said, this goes beyond this game. Show me how much heart you have for the season. Fight until the final buzzer. Guys, back to you.
All right, David, thanks.
And you can tell Brunson has been well coached. He knows just when to call for that pick and roll.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, Stan, the NBA awards impact so much on these players and what they think they can acquire and achieve. How do you feel about the structure of award voting?
Well, right now, Kevin, there's about 100 panelists that each get a vote, and that seems like as good approach as any. Certainly, I need to be on that panel, and you know, I mean, I think we'd probably get more worthy award winners if they would just let me pick them myself.
But you know, they make your picks public, and a lot of times voters are uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me. I'm used to people disagreeing with me anyway. I have a family, Kevin.
The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. Offline with his three. Pass to Campbell. Takes a three. Rebound by the Bulls.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Bulls.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for LeBron.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Jones with it. So it's Chicago winning this one. Some good moments.